Do you like Michael Hutchence?
No.
Did you like Michael Hutchence?
I had no real knowledge of him. I was just obviously fascinated. No, I was just fascinated by the whole Paulie Yates and what I was really fascinated by, and I'd love to know if it was true. Apparently, a lot of his depression was due to the fact that he'd tripped over on a curb and bashed his head and lost his sense of smell. And one of the great, well, he was a hedonist, loved great food, loved great wine, but loved the smell of women. And apparently it plunged him into a deep depression.
I filmed him at I believe his last gig in Britain, in Manchester. And we did one of the last interviews with him where we asked him about his depression. And he was an incredibly nice man, very quiet.
Was he?
Incredibly reserved. And his co-band member, who I forget the name of the guy, I mean, I was never an INXS fan. But we'd got this exclusive interview. Paulie Yates was at the gig in a dishevelled state, I think, carrying their baby around, or a baby around. But she was in a terrible state, bouncing around in the mosh pit sort of area at the front of the stage. We were just on the side of the stage. We interviewed him for about 30 minutes, and when he arrived at the Manchester Stadium, is it the O2 or whatever the name of that stadium is? He got his tour bus arrived, and I got this shot of him just standing with his arms out, and he just fell forward, flat onto the ground, like it didn't hurt him. And it was a shot that went everywhere. It was an individual shot that was then seconded out all over the place. I'm fascinated to know whether in this documentary they've got any of our last interview with him, because we did what I believe was because he went back to Australia, and I think about a month or 6 weeks after our interview, he killed himself, or he died. So yeah, so
I haven't actually said this is what we're talking about. A documentary about Michael Hutchence.
So this is a documentary about Michael Hutchence, which Dogwoof, which is a great documentary distributor, is about to distribute. So here we go. Let's have a look.
The amount of experience that we go through in doing what we do is many lifetimes. The problem is holding on to a fixed point for long enough to understand it.
You know, when there's one person in the room that has a special light, that was him.
He was the complete package.
And everyone wanted a piece of him.
Michael always had that aura about him.
If you're a sensual being, all of your senses need stimulation. And a lot of it was based around pleasure, let's face it.
I don't like the idea of goals. I don't like the idea of success.
He actually wanted to be an artist.
I think it confused him whether he wanted to take on being Michael Hutchence.
It started to take its toll on him.
We were riding home on our bikes. This insane taxi driver got out of his car and punched him.
And right from the get-go, Michael was kind of different. I just felt this incredible, overwhelming sense of sadness. This is not the Michael that I know.
He was a shy kid. He didn't want to walk into a room full of people, let alone sing.
Anticipation, anxiety attack.
I remember asking Michael what his definition of rock and roll was. He said, liberation.
Wow. That looks so good.
Doesn't it? It looks brilliant. What a
in the ilk
fascinating
of
life.
AME.
It looks great. I mean, it looks like a standard, brilliant documentary.
Whitney.
I do think it's nice to sort of home in on these sort of characters that's slightly at the edge. He has been ignored and forgotten, really, hasn't he?
Just watching them there with those massive crowds.
Oh, yeah, huge crowds. They were mad. I mean, I was never an INXS fan, but yeah. So, yeah, no, fascinating. I'm more interested in the Paulie Yates part of it all. That's the sort of tragedy that kind of fascinates me.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting for us because obviously we just know about the tragedy.
Yeah.
But what was the man behind? Because we weren't fans. Who was the man behind the tragedy? What was going on with it? I am interested to find out.
But I'm fascinated by the bit that you knew about that I knew nothing about, which was the fact that he took a knock to the head and he completely changed. I mean, that's the stuff of fiction, isn't it? Not necessarily the stuff.
Wasn't it? Because I never knew whether that was the truth.
Well, yeah, but obviously he was punched. So he was punched by someone, and then his life changed, and then he suffered from anxiety attacks.
Well, I'm not surprised if a man just randomly gets out of a cab. And of course, I'd forgotten about the Kylie Minogue and the Helena Christensen.
Was he going out with Kylie Minogue?
Oh my God, he was the one that released her sexuality. Yes. He was
released
the one.
her?
He completely changed her from the girl next door into raunchy Kylie with the shorts and everything.
Right, and look, Nick Cave's in there as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, it'll be
No, I'm
fascinating.
really interested, to
Intrigued.
find out more.